Say that sentence out loud right now. Because in a real emergency department, that sentence is not an exercise. It is a code. It is happening, and every person in that room needs to understand you instantly. Ventricular fibrillation. Did you stress them correctly? In this video, we are going through the most mispronounced words in emergency medicine, the words that appear in OET listening recordings, the words your colleagues use at full speed under pressure, the words where one wrong syllable makes you sound like a student instead of a clinician. By the end of this video, you will have 25 emergency medicine words locked into your pronunciation permanently. And the last word, number 25, is the one that even very advanced speakers say wrong every single time. Stay for it. Part 1. The stakes. Most medical English is complex, but calm. Ward rounds, referral letters, outpatient consultations. Emergency medicine is none of those things. In the ED, language is compressed, fast, loud sometimes. Words get clipped, sentences get shortened, and the words themselves, the clinical terms, carry more weight per syllable than anywhere else in medicine. That is exactly what OET speaking and listening measure, and that is exactly what we are building today. Let's go. Word block, the first 5 minutes of any emergency. These are the words that appear in every emergency: triage, assessment, first response. You will hear these in OET listening. You will need to say them in OET speaking. Word 1, tachycardia. Not in the first video, but it belongs here first because it sets the tone for everything that follows. Tachycardia. 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 On arrival, his heart rate was 148. He was in tachycardia. Word 2, ventricular. 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 The monitor showed ventricular tachycardia. Word 3, fibrillation. This one trips people up because it has 5 syllables and 2 of them feel equally important. The full correct version, fibrillation. 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 She was cardioverted for atrial fibrillation. Word 4, haemorrhage. British spelling has additional A, American no. Same pronunciation. Haemorrhage. The ending is soft, not age like a page, idge. Haemorrhage. Hemorrhage. The patient presented with signs of internal hemorrhage. Word 5, resuscitation. 5 syllables, every single one matters. Resuscitation. 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 Cardiopulmonary resuscitation was commenced on arrival. Repeat: tachycardia, ventricular, fibrillation, haemorrhage, resuscitation. Word block, respiratory emergency. Respiratory emergencies are the most common ED presentations. These words appear constantly in OET listening, in real handovers, in every clinical English exam at advanced level. Word 6, anaphylaxis. One of the most important words in emergency medicine and one of the most mispronounced. Anaphylaxis. The Y is soft. It sounds like phi, not phi. Anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis. She was brought in with suspected anaphylaxis following a bee sting. Word 7, stridor. Strong first syllable, the second almost disappears. Stridor. 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 On auscultation, inspiratory stridor was noted. Word 8, hypoxia. Hypoxia. The X makes a KS sound, not a hard X. Hypoxia. Hypoxia. His oxygen saturation dropped to 88%, a significant hypoxia. Word 9. Intubation. 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 The anesthesiast was called for emergency intubation. Word 10. Pneumothorax. If you watched the first video in this series, you already know this one. Let's confirm it. Pneumothorax. The P is silent. Pneu sounds like new. Chest X-ray confirmed a tension pneumothorax. Word block. Trauma and injury. Word 11. Laceration. The C makes an S sound here, not a K. Laceration. 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 There was a 4-centimeter laceration to the left forearm. Word 12. Contusion. 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 CT confirmed a cerebral contusion with no midline shift. Word 13. Fracture. You know this word, but do you say it correctly at speed? Fracture, not fracture with equal weight. The second syllable almost disappears. Chur. Fracture. Fracture. X-ray showed a comminuted fracture of the distal radius. Word 14. Haematoma. British spelling has extra A compared to American. Haematoma. The first syllable sounds like he, not hey. Haematoma. Haematoma. There was an expanding haematoma at the site of impact. Word 15. Haemostasis. 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 Pressure was applied to achieve haemostasis. Word block. Neurological emergency. Neuroemergencies produce the longest, most complex words in all of clinical medicine. These are the words where even very fluent speakers slow down and doubt themselves. Word 16. Ischaemia. British spelling again has extra A compared to American. The SCH makes a K sound here, not sh, not ch, K. Ischaemia. Ischemia. Ischemia. The ECG showed signs of myocardial ischemia. Word 17. Haemorrhagic. The adjective form of hemorrhage used constantly in stroke cases. Haemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic. MRI confirmed a hemorrhagic stroke in the left hemisphere. Word 18. Thrombolysis. Equal stress is wrong. Correct. Thrombolysis. Thrombolysis. The patient was a candidate for thrombolysis within the 4-hour window. Word 19. Cerebral. Simple word, but constantly mispronounced. Second stress syllable is the most common version worldwide, and it's wrong. Wrong. Cerebral. Correct. Cerebral. Stress on the first syllable. Cerebral. Cerebral. She was admitted with a cerebral infarction. Word 20. Haemodynamic. 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 The patient was hemodynamically unstable on arrival. Word 21. Defibrillation. The full word for what a defibrillator does. 7 syllables. Stay with it. Defibrillation. 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 The team performed defibrillation at 200 joules. Word 22. Cannulation. The double N softens to a U sound. Cannulation. 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 IV cannulation was attempted in the right antecubital fossa. Word 23. Catheterisation. 6 syllables. The I before Z sounds like I. Catheterization. Catheterization. Catheterisation. Urinary catheterization was performed to monitor fluid output. Word 24. Cardioversion. The S makes a j sound, like the S in measure. Wrong. Cardioversion, flat. Correct. Cardioversion. Cardioversion. She underwent electrical cardioversion and reverted to sinus rhythm. Word 25. The promised word. Here it is. Analgesia. 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 This word appears in almost every ED case. Pain management, post-procedure, trauma, everywhere. And almost universally across every country, every specialty, every level of English, healthcare professionals say it wrong. Intravenous analgesia was administered prior to reduction. Now, rapid review. All 25. Natural pace. Say them with me. Tachycardia, ventricular, fibrillation, haemorrhage, resuscitation, anaphylaxis, stridor, hypoxia, intubation, pneumothorax, laceration, contusion, fracture, haematoma, haemostasis, ischaemia, haemorrhagic, thrombolysis, cerebral, haemodynamic, defibrillation, cannulation, catheterisation, cardioversion, analgesia. 25 emergency medicine words. Correct, confident, clinical. Pick the 3 words that felt most uncertain. Write them down. Say each one 10 times in a clinical sentence, not in isolation, in a sentence. Because that is how OET tests them, and that is how real clinical language works. If you haven't watched the first video in this series, 25 general medical pronunciation words, it is linked above. Together, these 2 videos cover the 50 clinical terms most likely to appear in your OET exam. And that's it. Subscribe so you don't miss next video. Drop a comment. Which word surprised you most? I read every one. Follow for more Medical English Pro.